everyone. I am Elle Stowers with TrueScripts. Today, I am joined by Alan Kaffenberger. We're going to be talking about biosimilars and why they might be one of the biggest opportunities for employers to reduce pharmacy costs right now. Thank you so much for joining us here today, Alan. My first question is, what exactly is a biologic drug?
Well, thank you. A biologic drug is a complex, high-cost drug that's derived from living organisms. So they use a biotechnology process through microorganisms, plant cells, or animal cells, rather than the traditional chemical synthesis. So they're large, complex molecules, and they're not like our traditional chemical-based drugs. They target specific parts of the immune system. We see treatments for cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, Crohn's disease, and even diabetes. And because they're complex protein molecules, they're not taken orally, and they're usually given by injection either subcutaneously or through IV. Common examples would be drugs you may have heard of, Humira, Enbrel, and even a lot of insulin products like Lantus or Humalog.
Thank you so much. That was so helpful. So now that you've explained what a biological drug is, so what is a biosimilar?
So a biosimilar drug is an FDA-approved product that's highly similar to the approved biologic, which we refer to the approved biologic, the brand drug, as a reference product. So a biosimilar is also produced through the same process, living organisms. Um, However, because they're not chemical products, they can't be replicated identically. But the FDA requires that there's no clinical difference, there's no safety difference, and there's no purity difference or potency in the product. So it has to be very similar to the original. Not, it also has to have, the high standards of the FDA, and patients should expect that the same treatment benefits from the originator product. There are some biologics on the market that have biosimilars, and there's more in the pipeline for the future.
So they work the same but cost less.
Correct. That's basically it. They're not most people are familiar with generics. They're not technically generics because generic is the identical product manufactured by a different company. Biologics and biosimilars, again, because it's a natural process using organisms, they can't be replicated exactly, but they are highly similar according to the FDA.
Yeah, thank you so much. So if they're so effective and more affordable, why hasn't the adoption been any faster than this?
Well, that's a great question. Many different things behind that. One is the first wave of biosimilars, the prescribers lacked confidence. So there wasn't a lot of experience in the marketplace. So doctors were hesitant to prescribe those. Um, Market education also, and when I say market education, I'm talking about the parent company of the reference product saying our product is superior and the biosimilar is not. So therefore, you've got marketing and sales practices trying to drive and keep that market share with the reference product. Over time, I've seen over the last years, we've seen that there is improved uptake, and I think that will continue to improve as more and more biosimilars come to market.
So what exactly does this interchangeability mean?
Okay, great question. So interchangeability designation by the FDA. So once a biosimilar is approved as approved to its reference product, it can also get the interchangeable designation. Point, an interchangeable biosimilar can be substituted at the pharmacy by the pharmacist without approval from the doctor, much like we do with generic medications every day today. So interchangeability allows the change of drug at the pharmacy level.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So I guess let's kind of switch angles now. Let's talk about the financial side. How much can biosimilars actually save you?
Well, depending on the product, it varies pretty widely. But looking at national data, cumulative savings for biosimilars has reached over $56 billion at the end of 2024. We're still waiting for 2025 to come out. And in 2024, it accounted for over $20 of that 56 million billion dollars. I'm sorry, $1 billion saved to this point. We see price reductions in the range of 15 to 35%, and even as 50 to up to over 90% in savings, again, depending on the product. Ones are typically at the lower range, but some of the high cost biologics, we see over 95% savings now as the cost has come down on the biosimilars. For example, a switch to a biosimilar for Stelara can save an estimated $110,000 annually per member.
Wow, that's a huge impact, especially for employers managing healthcare costs.
Yeah.
So, how is TrueScripts helping employers take advantage of this opportunity?
So during 23 and 24, and maybe even before that, we took the approach where we wanted members to try the biosimilars when they were available. So Humira was one of the first blockbuster to have a biosimilar come to market. We would direct members and had a pretty good success in doing those conversions. As of January 1st of 2026, we were also then able to exclude Humira and Stelara from our formularies because their rebate value had gone away. So by excluding those, that directs the members directly to the biosimilars that are available for those products. So additionally, TrueScripts has started a biosimilar therapeutic interchange program where, based on diagnosis code, so if the member has rheumatoid arthritis or Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, and they're a candidate for biologic therapy, we will look at the drug we will look at the drug. The drug may not have a commercially available biosimilar itself. However, the two that are available, adalimumab, which is Humira, or ustekinumab, Stelara, if they have the same indication for the same disease state, we will direct the member to one of those two biosimilar products instead of one of the newer reference products that don't have biosimilars yet, which can also generate significant savings. It's really no different than a standard step therapy protocol. These are the first line agents, must try and fail those first before you get the opportunity to take a reference product that again could cost 90 to 95% more than one of those commonly used biosimilars.
So, what's next in the biosimilar space?
Well, over the next 8 years or so, there's 118 reference biologics that are expected to lose their patent protection, and that could represent up to over $230 billion in further biosimilar savings. The next highly used product that we're expecting to hit the market as a biosimilar is Xolair, which we expect about a year from now in 2027. With that said, we also know that manufacturers will tie this type process up in the courts, and sometimes those releases, although approved, get delayed before they come to market. But we do watch that and ensure that we can get access to those products as soon as they're available.
Well, hey, Alan, thank you so much for your time and insights.
But you're welcome. Happy to help.
Absolutely. Well, if you're interested in learning more, please reach out to our TrueScripts team. And thank you so much for tuning into this series.